There comes a moment in life when you stop chasing crowds and start searching for clarity. A moment when you finally understand that being honest may not give you a wide circle of friends, but it will always give you the right ones. The ones who stay when the world turns its back. The ones who value truth more than comfort. And when you realize this, another truth rises. People are not thinking about you as much as you think they are. Everyone is trapped inside their own worries, their own dreams, their own insecurities. The time you waste imagining their judgment is time stolen from your own life. Every second you compare your journey to someone else's is a second you throw away. Life is not a competition of timelines. It's a test of self-awareness, of knowing who you are when no one is watching. That's why you must protect your heart. Don't get emotionally attached too quickly. People change. Even the ones who once felt like home can become strangers you pass by in silence. So learn to stand on your own feet. Learn to be whole without needing anyone to complete you. If your happiness depends on company, your strength becomes fragile. Your joy becomes negotiable. And here's another quiet truth. Share your progress, not your plans. Silence shields your dreams from envy, from judgment, from sabotage. When you reveal your achievements only after they bloom, you protect the seed while it's still vulnerable. Don't fear solitude. Being alone is not a weakness, it is a sanctuary. A place where you can hear your own voice again. A place far better than sitting with people who drain your energy and give nothing in return. Because the sad irony of life is this: the ones who demand the most from you are often the ones who do the least for you. So take your responsibilities seriously, but don't take yourself too seriously. Life is heavy enough. Smile, breathe, and lighten your own load. Fear isn't your enemy. It's a signal, proof that something matters. When your heart trembles, it's trying to guide you toward growth. But don't let temporary emotions make permanent decisions. Storms always pass. Scars always fade. Wait for clarity before choosing your path. And remember this painful truth about relationships. If you place someone on a pedestal, they can only look down on you. Respect yourself enough to stand at eye level. People give advice from their own lens, their own traumas, their own limited world. Learn to filter it. Not everything your mind produces must leave your mouth. Some people seem brilliant until they speak. Light travels faster than sound, after all. Happiness isn't something you chase. It's something you uncover within yourself. You owe nothing to your younger self, but you owe your present self everything: your effort, your care, your honesty. Self-care begins with admitting you are your greatest obstacle. And sometimes your parents were right, even when life made it hard to see. So stop dismissing their wisdom simply because they lacked titles or certificates. Overthinking will destroy you from the inside out. It twists the truth, magnifies fears, and invents problems that never existed. The next time anger rises, ask yourself, will this matter 10 years from now? Most of the time, the answer is no. You only get one body. Treat it like the lifelong companion it is. Resilient, yet finite. Powerful, yet dependent on how you nourish it. And when someone insists, "I'm telling you the truth," be careful. The louder the declaration, the bigger the lie. At the end of the day, you control nothing except how you choose to use the time you are given. You will never fail at being yourself, and you will never grow if you keep comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. Missing someone doesn't mean they belong in your life again. Sometimes missing is simply part of healing. We first choose partners for their looks, until life teaches us that children are raised by values, not appearances. And you can't have everything. You always trade something for something. To find your real friends, look for those who praise you behind your back and challenge you to your face. Letting go is hard, but time will always reward it. The more you face fear, the less it controls you. Never make someone a priority if they're only an option to you. If you try to be a friend to everyone, you become an enemy to yourself. You were born with 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use them accordingly. And above all, remember, life keeps changing, and accepting that truth is your greatest freedom. Life becomes softer, gentler, almost more forgiving the moment you train yourself to see the good in people. Not the perfection, just the goodness. Because even in a world that can be harsh, cynical, and unpredictable, kindness still leaves fingerprints everywhere. And yet, no matter how hard you try, remember this timeless truth. You can cut all the flowers, but you cannot stop spring from coming. The world keeps moving forward. Life keeps unfolding. Healing keeps happening, even if you resist it. Let people's actions speak for them. Words are cheap, rehearsed, polished. Actions are raw, revealing, undeniable. Life is a collection of dots you're creating every day. Choices, regrets, wins, mistakes. You connect them only later, and suddenly everything makes sense. Commitment is the spark. Consistency is the engine. And persistence? That's what keeps you alive when everything else feels like it's falling apart. You can fall in love more than once. The heart is not a fragile glass. It's a muscle that grows stronger through breaking and healing. So when someone leaves, don't fear the emptiness they leave behind. Most of the time, that space is a blessing disguised as heartbreak. And if someone tries to bring you down, it only means you're rising above them. Don't offer promises you don't intend to keep. A promise might feel small to you, but to someone else, it might be the whole world. Returning to an ex, it's like taking a shower and then putting the same dirty clothes back on. Growth requires release, not recycling. Keep your mind open like an artist, curious, imaginative, willing to explore. But think and learn like a scientist, skeptical, patient, always ready to fail forward. Your purpose doesn't appear out of nowhere, you create it. Right where you are, with what you have. And that meaning travels with you through every chapter of your life. Everything can change in a single heartbeat, a phone call, a moment of courage, a sudden realization. So don't take life for granted. Be grateful for the small, ordinary miracles around you, and do whatever good you can while you still can. You don't grow rich from things, you grow rich from experiences, from the journeys that stretch your soul, from the moments that force you out of your comfort zone. Thought alone can't transform your life. Action can. You must act your way into the life you want. Your reality is simply a reflection of your mindset. Chasing happiness always pushes it further away, until you realize that happiness isn't a destination. Happiness is the road. All you truly have is the present moment, the now. What you choose to do with it creates your entire future. Ask for advice, but choose your teachers carefully. Not everyone deserves access to your vulnerabilities. If you can let go of one thing, let it be ego. It blinds you, it isolates you, it steals your peace. The more grateful you are, the more beautiful the world becomes. Life seems more generous. Your heart becomes lighter. You won't forget everything that hurt you. You just stop letting it matter. And when that day comes, freedom begins. Success isn't about resources. It's about resourcefulness. Your ability to create something out of nothing. Fear limits most people's lives, unless they learn to confront it, defeat it, and rise above it. You cannot discover new horizons unless you dare to lose sight of the shore. Courage always requires leaving something behind. It's never too late to start, to try, to live a life that feels true. People who discourage you are often projecting their own fears. Their doubts are a reflection of them, not you. You can't change what already happened. You can only deal with it. Turn the page. Don't rewrite the past. People will always project their fears onto you, so build a mental shield strong enough to deflect the noise. Don't talk about your past with everyone. Not everyone will understand it. Some will even use it against you. Your story belongs to those who have earned the right to hear it. Your tomorrow can look nothing like today if you try. But keep crying about today, and your tomorrow will look exactly the same. Sometimes life whispers who you truly are, but if you never pause to listen, you'll miss it. Life won't go as planned, and thank God it doesn't. Rock bottom often introduces you to people and lessons that shape the rest of your life. Because here's the truth: people aren't for or against you, they're simply for themselves. What's coming is better than what's gone, but you must walk away from what ended. Let people go. Let relationships close. Your true friends reveal themselves when your world falls apart, and the only way out is through. You've survived every bad day so far. You are undefeated. Once you face your fear, you realize nothing was ever as hard as your mind made it. Out of difficulties, miracles grow. Believe in yourself, and you're already halfway to victory. Not everyone you meet comes with pure intentions, and the days you least want to try are the days you need to try the most. The only things you control are your thoughts, your actions, and your emotions. Stop trying to fix people. Most don't want to change. Hardship prepares ordinary people for extraordinary destinies. The future belongs to those who continue believing in the beauty of their dreams. Sometimes you only find your direction when you let the wind of change carry you. Never sacrifice your growth for anyone. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is a choice. And you are braver, stronger, and smarter than you think. Trust yourself. You've survived so much already. You can survive what comes next. You never know how strong you are until strength becomes your only option. Change isn't a threat, it's an invitation. We either make ourselves strong or miserable. The effort is the same. Keep your expectations to yourself. Life isn't always fair, and yes, dishonest people sometimes win. But no matter how unfair it seems, keep going. Hope doesn't change things, different decisions do. Honesty is an expensive gift. Don't expect it from cheap people. Patience eventually reveals its reward, and you'll realize you didn't wait as long as you thought. You must love yourself first. No exceptions. And when something painful happens, remember, the pain isn't there to torture you. It's there to teach you. Good judgment doesn't appear out of thin air. It's carved from the ashes of your worst decisions. Experience is the teacher, and bad judgment is the tuition fee you pay to grow. Do not let the memories of your past place a ceiling on the potential of your future. Life has no fixed limits. The only boundaries that exist are the ones you build in your mind. You must face challenges head-on, rather than wishing they were not in front of you. Letting go isn't something you do once and forget. It's a daily practice, a quiet ritual of releasing what no longer serves you. Some days you'll let go easily. Other days you'll cling. But each attempt frees a small part of you. And yes, the most difficult roads often lead to the most breathtaking destinations. Sometimes life forces you to choose. Turn the page. Write a new book. Or close the chapter for good. When you walk through a storm, you will never come out the same. Storms rearrange you. They reveal your weaknesses and sharpen your strengths. Courage is the foundation of all virtues. Without courage, kindness fades under pressure. Without courage, honesty is replaced by convenience. Courage is what makes every other virtue possible. Most people will deceive you if given even half a chance, not because they are evil, but because they are human, flawed, fearful, driven by hidden motives. You don't drown because you fall into deep water. You drown because you stay there. Life is risky. You can't avoid danger by standing still. In fact, doing nothing is the greatest danger of all. Each level of your life will require a new version of you, a wiser you, a bolder you, a you who can take the first step without seeing the whole staircase. Never let anyone convince you that you don't deserve what you want. The biggest danger in life is excessive caution, the kind that kills dreams slowly. Bad days shape better days. Improvements to yourself should keep you so busy that you forget to judge others. People tend to complicate their own lives enough. Don't add more chaos to yours. A harsh truth. Not everyone wishes you well. Some smile at you with lips that hide envy. Some applaud your success, only to hope you stumble. Joy is not the absence of problems. It's the ability to face them without losing yourself. A person who has tasted despair is often the one who can feel bliss most deeply. Hard times don't create heroes. They reveal the hero that was inside you all along. Suffering shapes you into someone stronger, wiser, and more understanding. Preparing for imaginary scenarios in your mind is pointless. Reality never unfolds the way anxiety predicts. Let things happen as they happen. People will walk in and out of your life. Some will stay longer than expected. Others will leave faster than you imagined. The ones you least expect to vanish may become distant memories, proof that nothing truly permanent is guaranteed. One of life's greatest lessons: we heal at the speed of our forgiveness. Holding on to anger poisons you more than it protects you. A little foolishness makes life carefree, and a little wisdom keeps you from walking into darkness. Hard times don't create heroes. They reveal the hero that was inside you all along. The real test of strength is what you do when everything falls apart. Happiness is not a life without problems. It's the mastery of facing those problems with clarity and resilience. The bravest act you can commit is to step out of your past, out of your hurt, out of your history, and step into the light of your dreams. Nothing will change unless you change. You think you know someone, but most of the time you only know the part of them you want to believe. It took years, but eventually you learn. You can't take anything from life without giving something in return. Instead of worrying about what you cannot control, shift your energy toward what you can create. Maturity begins the moment you stop complaining and start changing. You won't understand everything right away. Some answers only reveal themselves with time. Some goodbyes free you, others break you. But every goodbye teaches you something essential. You are destined to become the person you choose to be, not the person others expect you to be. When you find your purpose, you won't need to be pushed. Purpose fuels momentum. Passion pulls you forward. Life changes for the better the moment you realize you don't have to know everything. You don't have to pretend to have it all figured out. Be the reason someone smiles today. Be the reason someone believes kindness still exists. It's never too late to reinvent yourself. Never too late to choose differently. Persistence can produce bitter outcomes, but it can also transform you. Sometimes, to be happy, you must let parts of yourself go. Obstacles are not dead ends. If you hit a wall, climb it, break through it, or find another way. Where there is will, there is always a path. You won't always get what you want, but often life gives you exactly what you need. The first step toward change is deciding not to stay where you are. The hardest part of life is knowing which bridges to cross and which ones to burn. Pay attention. Lessons arrive exactly when you're ready. Facing your emotions, truly facing them, gives you more strength than burying them ever will. If you believe deeply in something, fight for it. Guard your thoughts when you're alone. Guard your words when you're with people. If you don't live your life for yourself, someone else will live it for you. Be grateful for what you already have while chasing what you desire. Life teaches one unbreakable rule. Wishing changes nothing. Action changes everything. Sometimes, no matter how hard you try, you won't fit in, and that's okay. Standing alone is better than shrinking to fit where you don't belong. Every journey has its final day, so don't rush. The next door will open. Don't stare too long at the one that closed. Trust your instincts, even when the world argues otherwise. Don't take people for granted. You don't know when they'll be gone. Never shy away from real challenges. They hold life's greatest lessons. You are your greatest friend and your greatest enemy, and you choose which one you become. You cannot control others. You can only control how you respond. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. Sometimes you must lose everything to discover who you truly are. People grow wiser only if they choose to learn from their suffering. Tough times reveal that your resilience runs deeper than you ever imagined. Speak for yourself. Fight for your place. No one else will do it for you. You can't change someone who doesn't want to change. Eventually, there comes a day when you finally stop trying. Your life is built from your choices. There is no plan, only consequences. Even kindness has limits. Some people will take advantage of your generosity. Be wise about who deserves your heart. You can be the victim of your story or the hero. The choice is always yours. The most precious thing you can give is time to those you love. Happiness doesn't come from getting more. It comes from appreciating what you already have. Your future becomes clear the moment you understand your past. And no matter what happens, remember, no one can lift you until you decide to lift yourself. Once you understand this simple truth, everything changes. No one is coming to save you. You must help yourself. Not because others don't care, but because no one can walk your path for you. And the moment you accept this, a sense of control, calm, and quiet power begins to rise within you. Life teaches, again and again, that growth is never accidental. It requires honesty, effort, patience. It requires choosing responsibility over excuses, clarity over confusion, and courage over comfort. And sometimes life teaches through loss. People disappear. Opportunities fade. Time moves faster than you expect. You never know how much someone means to you until the day they're gone. Never take the people you love for granted. Never retreat from real challenges. They feel unfair, painful, overwhelming, but they hold the most valuable lessons you will ever receive. A challenge forces you to grow into someone you didn't know you could be. Remember this: you are both your greatest ally and your greatest threat. Your thoughts can lift you or poison you. Your habits can strengthen you or destroy you. You can't control how others behave, but you can always control how you respond. That is where your power lives. Not in changing the world, but in mastering your reactions to it. Don't cry because a chapter ended. Smile because you lived it, because it shaped you, because it taught you something no textbook ever could. Sometimes you must lose everything you relied on to discover everything you're capable of. Identity, strength, courage, they emerge when your old life falls apart. People improve only when they choose to learn from their struggles. Hard times don't just make you stronger, they reveal the strength that was already inside you, quiet, hidden, waiting. Speak for yourself. Stand up for your values. No one else can fight your battles as fiercely as you can. There will be times when you pour your energy into helping someone change, and one day you realize they don't want to. Letting go doesn't mean you stopped caring, it means you finally started caring about yourself. Your life is the sum of your choices. Nothing more, nothing less. Not fate, not luck, just choices and the consequences they bring. And here's a truth people ignore. Kindness is powerful, but it must have boundaries. Some will mistake your generosity for weakness. Some will use it for their own gain. Be gentle, but never allow others to drain you. Every struggle gives you two paths: become the victim of your story, or rise as the hero. You decide. The most precious treasure in the world isn't money or status. It's time with the people you love. Moments that never return. Conversations that shape you. Memories that last longer than anything you can buy. Happiness isn't getting something new, It's recognizing the value of what you already have. Your future becomes clear only when you understand your past, the patterns, the mistakes, the lessons. Everything that happened prepared you for what comes next. And no matter how heavy life feels, remember, you must lift yourself first. You must take the first step, then the next. And with each step, life slowly begins to open. There is a point when you realize you're more capable than you ever believed, a moment where effort transforms into self-respect, and progress becomes addictive. You learn that nothing is impossible when you stop waiting and start moving. Because once you choose yourself, your growth, your peace, your direction, you finally begin to live the life that was always meant for you. There comes a moment, quiet, almost imperceptible, when you finally understand that your life is yours alone. Not your parents', not society's, not the expectations of people who barely know you. And in that precise moment, a new sense of freedom begins to bloom. Life becomes lighter when you stop waiting for someone else to fix you, when you stop expecting others to understand every scar, every chapter, every mistake. You carry a history no one else has lived. No one will ever understand it the way you do, and that's okay. Because the truth is simple. You have to help yourself. Not because you're alone, but because self-rescue is the foundation of all transformation. Once you accept this, everything becomes clearer. You stop begging for validation. You stop chasing after people who never learned how to care. You stop explaining your worth to those determined not to see it. And something powerful happens. You begin choosing yourself. The weight of time and the price of ignoring it. What matters most in this life isn't how many years you live, but how many moments you spend with the people who truly matter. It's easy to forget this while chasing goals, money, approval. But time is the only treasure you can never get back. Happiness isn't something you earn by acquiring more. It's something you realize by appreciating what you already have. A warm conversation, a quiet moment of peace, a sunrise you didn't rush through. These small things end up being the biggest things. Your future begins to make sense only when you understand your past. Not dwell on it, but learn from it. Every mistake sharpens you. Every heartbreak teaches you. Every disappointment redirects you. And yet, none of that learning matters unless you decide to act. Knowledge without action is just a dream that never wakes up. You must take control of your life, one choice at a time. Start, fail, learn, start again. That is how you shape destiny. The moment you choose yourself. There is a shift that happens inside you when you finally say, enough. My life must move. I must move. You stop clinging to excuses. You stop waiting for the perfect moment. You stop letting others decide who you become. This shift isn't loud. It's not dramatic. It's not posted on social media. It's a quiet resolve that awakens in the soul the moment you realize you are capable of far more than the world ever taught you to believe. You stand taller, your voice steadies, your boundaries strengthen, and gradually, almost magically, life begins to open paths where there were once walls. Because the greatest transformation of all is not changing your circumstances, but changing yourself. When you choose growth over comfort, courage over fear, truth over approval, your life becomes something new, something powerful, something you can finally be proud of. And from this moment on, You no longer just survive life. You begin to live it. There are moments in life when everything feels heavier than you can carry, when your mind is tired, your heart is worn, and your spirit feels like it's holding on by a thread. These moments are not signs of weakness. They are the silent places where transformation begins. Because pain, though unwelcome, always arrives with a lesson. Not to punish you, not to destroy you, but to reveal strengths you never knew you had. And here is a truth most people refuse to accept. You will never know how strong you are until being strong is your only choice. When life corners you, you discover parts of yourself that only hardship can uncover. Courage that slept for years. Patience you never practiced. Endurance you didn't know belonged to you. Change isn't a threat, it's an invitation, a doorway you resist because it feels unfamiliar, but one that leads you exactly where you're meant to be. The choice between misery and power. Every day you're given two paths: make yourself miserable or make yourself strong. The effort is the same. The sweat is the same. The difference lies only in the direction you choose to walk. Lower your expectations of others, not out of bitterness, but out of wisdom. People are flawed, unpredictable, and sometimes painfully unfair. Dishonest people often rise quickly. Liars sometimes get rewarded. Life is not always just. But even when the world feels unfair, you must keep going, because wishing changes nothing. Different decisions do. Hope without action is just a beautiful lie you tell yourself. But effort, real effort, creates results that hope alone never could. Honesty is one of the rarest currencies on earth. Don't expect it from people who have cheap values. It's not their language. Patience, too, will surprise you. One day, when the waiting finally ends, you'll look back and realize you didn't wait as long as it once felt. You can't pour from an empty soul. You must love yourself, not as a cliché, not as a motivational slogan, but as a necessity, because you cannot give what you don't have. You cannot nurture others from a heart that is starving, and you cannot love fully until you've forgiven yourself for your past. When something hurts you deeply, understand this: the pain isn't there to torture you, it's there to teach you. It calls your attention to something broken, something misaligned, something unhealed. Pain is a messenger, not the enemy. The wisdom pain leaves behind. Good judgment comes from experience, and experience often comes from mistakes that once made you cringe. The things you regret are the very things that sculpt your maturity. Do not let the shadows of your past block the sunlight of your future. Your potential stretches far beyond the limits of your old self. The only boundaries that exist are the ones you continue to believe in. You will face challenges you wish you could avoid, but life doesn't remove them just because you're afraid. You must step toward them, meet them, overcome them. Letting go isn't a one-time epiphany. It's a practice. Some days it's easy, some days it hurts. But every day you let go a little, you make room for something better. Difficult roads always lead to beautiful destinations. Every storm reshapes you, sharpening who you are and who you're becoming. There will come a time when you must decide: turn the page, write a new story, or close the book entirely. And when you walk out of a storm, you will not be the same person who walked in. Life changes you. Hardness softens. Softness deepens. Wounds become wisdom. Courage isn't loud. It isn't the roar of someone who claims to be fearless. Real courage is quiet. It's the steady heartbeat that keeps you moving even when every part of you wants to give up. Most people, if given even half a chance, will deceive you. Not always out of cruelty, but out of fear, insecurity, selfishness, or simple human weakness. The world is full of masks, and not everyone wears theirs for reasons you can see. But whether people choose honesty or deceit, your task remains the same. Protect your dignity, guard your truth, and walk with integrity even when others do not. You don't drown by falling into deep water. You drown by staying there. Life is dangerous, not because of risk, but because of the illusion that doing nothing is safe. The biggest risk is refusing to take one. Every level of life demands a new version of you. Each chapter of your life will ask you to shed an old skin. The person you were cannot carry you into the person you are becoming. Growth demands transformation, and transformation demands release. Take the first step even if the staircase is hidden. You don't need to see the entire future to begin. Faith is the courage to start without knowing exactly where the path leads. Never let anyone make you feel undeserving of your dreams. Your desires were placed in your heart for a reason. Caution can be useful, but too much of it becomes a prison. Bad days forge better days. Growth requires so much focus that you naturally stop judging others. People complicate their lives enough. Don't add noise to yours. A hard lesson in life: not everyone wishes you well. Some envy quietly. Some celebrate your failures. Some cheer for you only when you're behind them. Your happiness is not determined by the removal of problems, but by your ability to face them with a clear mind and a steady spirit. Only a person who has tasted deep despair can experience true bliss. Pain is a doorway. Walk through it, and you discover capacities you never believed you had. Hard times reveal the hero inside you. Not the hero in movies, the hero who shows up when you're exhausted, heartbroken, scared, and still push forward. The point where the mind becomes wiser than fear. Rehearsing imaginary scenarios in your head is a trap. Your mind can invent 1,000 disasters that never happen. Reality unfolds differently from your fears. Always. People will walk in and out of your life. Some will remain memories. Some will remain lessons. Sometimes the ones you thought would stay forever become strangers. One of the greatest lessons: we heal at the speed of our forgiveness, not our anger, not our waiting. Forgiveness is the key that unlocks the door to inner peace. A little foolishness keeps life joyful. A little wisdom keeps it safe. Hard times don't create heroes. They expose the hero that's been quietly waiting inside you. Happiness is not the absence of problems. It's the strength to handle them. The most courageous act is stepping out of your own past. The past that tries to anchor you, define you, limit you. Nothing changes until you change. You think you know someone, but usually you only know the part of them that resonates with what you want to believe. It takes a long time to learn that life never lets you take without giving. Everything has a cost, and everything you gain will ask something of you. Shift your energy toward creation, toward building, doing, becoming, instead of worrying about what you can't control. Maturity begins when you stop making excuses and start making changes. Some things make sense only with time. Sometimes you need silence. Sometimes you need distance. Sometimes you need to wait. Some goodbyes liberate you. Others shape you. But all goodbyes teach you something essential. There comes a moment when you realize that the person you are destined to become is not chosen by fate or luck or circumstance, but by you. Your decisions, your discipline, your willingness to evolve, these shape your destiny more than anything written in the stars. If you have a strong purpose in life, you don't need to be pushed. Purpose becomes its own fuel, a fire that burns quietly but relentlessly. It pulls you forward even on the days you feel empty. Life begins to change the moment you allow yourself to admit you don't need to know everything. You don't need every answer. You don't need to pretend to be certain. Humility opens doors arrogance can't even see. Be the reason someone smiles today, someone feels loved, someone believes kindness still exists in this world. These small acts ripple farther than you can imagine. It is never too late to reinvent yourself. Never too late to let go of the version of you that was built from fear, from survival, from wounds that no longer define you. Persistence doesn't always reward you immediately. Sometimes it brings bitter results before it brings breakthroughs. But persistence, true persistence, changes your character, your resolve, your strength. To be truly happy, you must let parts of yourself go. Old identities, old stories, old expectations, the version of you that clung to what hurt. You cannot carry everything into your future. Some weight must be left behind. Obstacles are not dead ends. They are crossroads. When you hit a wall, don't turn around. Walls exist to be climbed, broken through, or navigated around. Every obstacle is a test, a request from life asking, how badly do you want this? You won't always get what you want, but life has a strange way of giving you exactly what you need, even if you don't recognize it at first. The first step towards a new life is deciding you're no longer willing to stay where you are. That decision alone has changed more lives than opportunity ever will. One of the hardest lessons to learn is this: which bridges to cross and which ones to burn. Not every path deserves more of your time. Not every connection deserves another chance. Walking away is also a form of strength. Pay attention. Life sends lessons exactly when you're ready to receive them. They arrive disguised as pain, as setbacks, as confusion. But once the lesson is understood, the weight disappears. Feeling your emotions is a form of courage. Facing your feelings, not avoiding them, is what builds long-term strength. Anybody can numb themselves. It takes a courageous heart to sit with the truth. If you believe deeply in something, stand up and fight for it. Not with anger, but with conviction. Guard your thoughts when you're alone. Your mind can be your sanctuary or your battlefield. Guard your words when you're with others. You cannot take back what escapes your mouth. If you don't live your life with intention, others will live it for you. You must be the author of your own story, not a background character in someone else's. Be grateful for what you already have, even while you pursue what you desire. Gratitude does not signal weakness, it signals awareness. Life teaches one brutal truth: wishing doesn't change anything. Action changes everything. Sometimes, no matter how hard you try, you simply won't fit in. And that is your sign, not your failure. It's better to walk alone in truth than to follow a crowd that demands your silence. Every journey has an ending. Do not rush. Each chapter closes when it's meant to, and a new one opens only when you're ready. When one door closes, another opens. But too often, we stare at the closed door so long, we miss the door quietly opening behind us. Trust your instincts even when the whole world tells you otherwise. Your intuition speaks the language of your soul. Don't take people for granted. You never know when you'll lose the chance to tell them how much they matter. Never back down from real challenges. They carry the lessons no book can teach. You are your best friend and your worst enemy, and the person you become depends on which voice you choose to listen to. You cannot control how others behave, but you can always choose how you respond. Your response is your power. Your composure is your weapon. Don't cry because something ended. Smile because it existed, because it shaped you, because it brought you to this moment. Sometimes you must lose everything you knew to find who you truly are. People grow only if they choose to learn from their hardships. Tough times reveal your resilience, a resilience deeper than you ever imagined. Speak up for yourself. Your silence protects no one, but your truth protects your soul. You cannot change a person who does not want to change. There comes a day when your heart finally says, "I can't do this anymore." And that day is not failure, it is freedom. Your life is shaped by your decisions. There is no master plan, only choices and consequences. Even kindness must have boundaries. Some people will drain your generosity until you have nothing left. Give, but do not give yourself away. Every struggle offers two paths: become the victim or become the hero. The choice is yours. The most precious gift you have is time. Time with the people you love. Time that will never return once lost. Happiness doesn't come from obtaining more, it comes from recognizing what you already have. Your future becomes clear once you understand your past. And remember, no one can lift you out of darkness until you decide to lift yourself. There comes a moment, quiet, unmistakable, when everything in your life narrows down to a single realization. No one else can live your life for you. No one else can save you. No one else can choose for you. And the day you finally understand this, you no longer wait for permission to grow. You no longer wait for the world to treat you fairly. You no longer wait for perfect timing or perfect circumstances. You simply begin. Because life, at its core, is built from the small choices you make every single day, not from the big decisions you keep postponing. The price of passivity and the power of action. Your life becomes the result of what you do, not what you hope for, not what you talk about, not what you dream of at night. Every moment wasted in fear, doubt, hesitation, someone else is moving forward. Someone else is growing. Someone else is choosing courage over comfort. And here is the truth. You have to help yourself. Not because you are unloved, but because growth is a journey only you can walk. Once you embrace this responsibility, you begin to feel something extraordinary. Control, direction, power. Not the loud kind, but the silent strength of someone who knows exactly who they are becoming. The wisdom of the past and the freedom of understanding it. Your past is not your prison, it's your teacher. The moment you truly understand your past, your future stops being a mystery. You see the patterns, you see the cycles, you see the mistakes you refuse to repeat. You see the lessons that shaped you more than success ever could. The day you understand your past is the day you step into your future with confidence. But understanding alone is not enough. You must act, you must choose, you must move. Time, the most precious currency you will ever own. Life gives you many blessings, but the rarest, most fragile, most irreplaceable one is time with the people you love. Money returns. Opportunities return. Even strength returns. But time, once gone, never does. This is why happiness is never found in getting more. It's found in recognizing the value of what you already have. A dinner with someone you love, a quiet morning, a simple laugh, a moment of peace. These are the things you will miss when you're old. Not the things you chased, but the people you cherished. The final message: you are the one who decides. Your future isn't waiting for a miracle. It's waiting for you, for the moment you stop surviving and start living with intention. You will meet two versions of yourself throughout life. One who clings to fear, excuses, comfort. One who chooses courage, truth, and growth. Only one of them creates the life you dream of. Strength is not something you find, it's something you build. Wisdom is not something gifted, it's something earned. Peace is not something granted, it's something created inside you. And your life will finally begin to change the moment you stop waiting for someone else to make the change for you. You are the author. You are the builder. You are the one who decides the meaning of your days. And once you choose yourself, fully, bravely, unapologetically, the world begins to shift. Opportunities appear. Relationships improve. Your heart becomes lighter. Your path becomes clearer. Because the greatest transformation of all begins when you finally understand: no one is coming. It has always been you, and you are enough, more than enough, more capable, more resilient, more powerful than you have ever allowed yourself to believe. This is your life, your story, your time. Choose it, live it, become it.